Yes.
From our tests have shown that the lake is toxic. Well, those are not the conclusions of that report. That's a misrepresentation.
Yes.
And if our reputation takes a hit from his statements, we're not going to take it lying down, because this issue of the reporting down there has been pathetic. We got one story over 3 years to refute some of the things that a fauna spotter catcher had made.
Yes.
See, council didn't even bother to get a proper test in the first instance back in 2014, I think it was.
Yep.
And it's all kicked off. They had a report from a fauna spotter catcher, and without doing a test and without having the accreditation to even do a test or the equipment or anything else, he made a statement that he believed that the lake was toxic and had cryptosporidiosis in it. Well, that's a big call for Joe Blow to make, who's got no qualifications. I can become a spotter catcher by going to a 3-day seminar, and I could be fully accredited.
Yep.
That doesn't mean I can go and do a water testing report or even state an opinion.
Yep.
He didn't do an analysis, but that didn't stop him from making that opinion. That's fine, but the problem with that was he was being quoted, and his report was being quoted by Gold Coast Council politicians.
Yep.
Before they even did their own analysis, which also shows the lake is not toxic. Their own council analysis shows it, if anyone would like to read it.
Do you have a copy of that report?
I don't know if I've got a copy of that report, but I've just got a call from the ALS laboratory people that have been helping me, and they just want to know where this information is going.
Sure.
So,
we'd like to...
I wouldn't mind an email from you just to let me know who you are and everything like that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
there's been a lot of skullduggery going on down there, and we're just a bit wary.
Yeah, absolutely. From my position, I've been helping out the group because the group, to me, it doesn't seem that they're doing their best to save the lake, but I think they're finding it very hard to get media traction on the issue and getting the true facts shared, as I mentioned earlier. And I'd like to send something out, or for the group to resend it out with your report and your quotes again.
Yeah, well, the problem was that there was a chance for Ray Ison to speak at a media thing down there the other day. He went down and was asked to speak.
Who's Ray Ison, sorry?
Ray Ison is a friend of mine that's got his own environmental company.
Okay.
And does water analysis as well and can interpret it.
Yes.
They're very experienced, one of the most experienced men in the game. And he was bum rushed from the interview that he went to a lot of trouble to go to, and someone else spoke, and once again we got an emotional outcome from the media instead of some facts. So the facts are not getting through from either side.
No, this is the problem. The facts are not getting through. I mean, I've written for the media, and the facts are not getting through from what I'm reading, and it's horrific.
So you've got a 2016, 2017 now report.
Okay.
And even if you don't want to read it yourself, just go to the conclusions and see what the professionals have put in the conclusions.
Okay.
So the conclusion will tell you if it's toxic or not.
Okay.
That's a scientific independent report.
Yes.
Completely independent, and for it to be misrepresented by the leader of a political organisation on the Gold Coast is terrible.
Yes, it is terrible.
So the trouble is, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. So what is fact doesn't seem to make any difference to the council down there or their public statements.
No.
And, you know, the local community a little bit fallen into the trap of playing the council at their own game. But the problem is here that there is misrepresentation on that major fact of the lake being toxic, which is the word toxic came from the original report by the spotter catcher, and the spotter catcher's report has got absolutely no scientific credibility whatsoever. And for council to use it and quote it in the early part of the campaign, particularly, they don't do it now, but they don't even refer to their own water analysis report. It's Tom Tate's opinion, Gary Baildon's opinion coming out. When I spoke to Gary Baildon down there last year or the year before, whenever it was, and we mentioned the toxic, he said, yeah, I believe it is toxic. So he believes it is toxic. Well, I believe in Santa Claus and all that as well. But that doesn't make me a person that can go and speak publicly on behalf of that. You know?
He's not a scientist.
Because
yes.
he's not even a proper politician as far as I'm concerned.
No.
Because, you know, you've got to... We've all got opinions, you know. Mr. Jones on the radio has got an opinion. He just got sued for $4 million for having that opinion because it wasn't the truth and it defamed people.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, this is not exactly defaming people, but it's sinking the lake.
Yeah, it is.
Finishing the lake off.
Exactly.
Not supporting. This would have had much more support. It's got good support now, but they've managed to paint the community down there as a bunch of... One of the latest statements made by the mayor down there was that there was no swans on the lake the other day when they held the media thing down there. That'd be the first time I've heard of going to the lake, and I've been there several times, where I haven't seen at least 2 black swans at the signal or something like that. That would have been the first. He said there's no black swans on the lake. So that now becomes a fact because one day they couldn't be seen. So that just shows you how fake news has really come to bear on the Gold Coast.
That's correct.
And the Gold Coast Council is controlling the media cycle.
Yep.
This guy, I've sent you an article by Mr. Potts. I can't find the article that he wrote in the Gold Coast Board reflecting our water testing results. I don't know where that is. That should have been a year ago as well. But I can't find that on my computer. But Gary Potts is the only one from the board that was interested in writing a story about the water analysis testing, independent testing that we did. And he phoned me and I sent him the details I've just sent you.
Okay.
So it's a matter of trying to see if you read that report, read the conclusions, then run that up against what you read in the report and what you can understand. And if you can find that the lake is toxic, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy what's going on and what's happened and what's been said. They're not matching the facts whatsoever.
Actually, the lake was improving. Council actually invested some money for council bureaucracy before they were interfered with and undermined, which is really counterproductive to an elected local government. They did some rehab there on the site where the horses pavilions are, the horse stables.
Yes.
And it was really good quality rehab. They only did it in one section from the little jetty place you walk out onto to the left of the jetty, whatever direction that is. And to the right, it's been left in its original form. But if they'd have kept going with that rehab, not only would the lake be improving, it would have improved a lot quicker because obviously the thing they're going on is runoff from the stables, which is high nutrients, obviously. You know, they had a big skip full of manure right next 5 metres from the lake at one stage. You there?
Yes, I am. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, no, I've just got a couple of beeps come through the phone then. So we've taken photos of that thing. The locals didn't want to get into a fight with the stables. But if you've got a point source problem near a water body that's got biodiversity values of a high degree like that's got or had, you fix that problem at the point source. You don't fill the bloody lake in because of it.
Yeah, I think, water quality is one angle, but I think there's a lot of other reasons that we're not obviously aware of for the fill.
Yeah, but the water quality has been misrepresented.
Absolutely.
The lake's really fine.
Yes.
It's good. It's got levels that are high, it's got some levels that are lower than normal. So, there's plenty of worse lakes around than that one, I can tell you, but they're not claiming that they're toxic.
Yeah.
So it's a real misrepresentation. And the scientific report is independent and should be reflected somehow in the community down there. And I don't know, you can't load up one councillor to take the fight to council in there and expect him, you can't even get a word in with the interruptions from the Lord Mayor and other hostile councillors. So it's a big ask for Councillor Peter Young to try and take the fight into council when he's got a hostile bunch of people in there, not letting him speak properly, not letting him even get through his presentations.
Yep.
So it's the problem with this is it's going to come back to haunt Queensland and the Gold Coast years into the future. Mm-hmm. But what could we have done? I've done stuff. We funded these 3 reports. I paid for them up here, and we're a community group.
Yep.
We paid for them. So, they commissioned them, we paid for them. Someone's going to say, well, with this evidence there, how did they get away with filling it? This could be 10 years down the line.
Yep.
And someone's going to say, oh, well, that's the Gold Coast for you.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make logical sense how it's allowed to happen as it is. It's beyond logic. Thank you very much for sharing your thought. It's very, very insightful to hear. Your name was Murray, wasn't it, initially?
Wayne Cameron.
Oh, Wayne. I don't know where I got Murray from. Yeah. And can I just...
I'll send you an email. If you could email me back just stating who you are and stuff like that for Ray's a bit worried about me letting that information go without checking with him. So
okay.
I'll just let it go to you.
Yeah, sure. And I just need...
wants to know where you're coming from.
Yeah, sure. And I guess I would just be asking, are you guys happy for me to share what you guys have just said today at a broader level in the media or whatever?
Yeah, you're quite happy. Ray has got some really good stuff. He's a scientist, I'm not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm a community catchment manager.
Yep.
Professional, but I'm still just a catchment manager. He's got some good quotes and good articles that he'd speak to, and I could email you his details.
Yeah. That would be good.
Speak to him on the phone. It would be good if you could speak to him on the phone and let him know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So his name was Ray.
He's got some really good quotes that he could have put out in that news thing the other day, but even that was buggered up. I can't blame Tom Tate for that, but even that was buggered up. Even a chance to get the 2 TV channels with an actual quote by someone with credibility and independence, that was buggered up. So we can't take a trick.
Yes. If Ray would be prepared to just write something as well, that would be great as well. But I'll write back, and then if he's happy to just even
If you can let him know who you are.
Yeah, sure.